Hi, good morning, guys. Day three now of the fast. I didn't post yesterday, but just as you can see, I'm looking pretty alert, pretty happy. I'm feeling really amazing actually. Broke through yesterday, day two. It's sometimes challenging because it's obviously the start of the fast, and you know what you're used to or what your body's used to on a daily basis does affect you in the fast because you're not consuming as you were before. You're not uh, putting food in your body. So the microbes and the bacteria in the gut is actually sending signals out to the brain to say, look, I want food. It's not actually a hunger pain. It's actually just a routine procedure that the body goes through. It can be seen. It can be seen in other ways, I suppose. I mean, it depends how you view it. But generally, most of, like I said, most of the stuff that we go through in our life and the knowledge we gain is through our experiences. And without having an experience of something, then you don't gain knowledge, as you don't feel into it. Your emotional path doesn't open up, and you don't come to an understanding of the subject you're on because you haven't personally dived into the experience and gained more knowledge from it, more understanding. Really, knowledge is power, but having an understanding of something is having an experience with it. You can read as many books as you want, you can study as much as you want, but until you've actually had a personal experience of that situation or that experience, until you've had an experience of that magnitude, then there's no way you can actually come to 100% like conclusion of what it feels like and how it is to be in that state at that time. So it's important, for everyone listening and everyone watching, and to get that, to grasp that, because that comes across in everything we do in our life. You don't really know anything until you mess up, until you have an experience, until you go through the process and the procedure of that experience. I was going to say that matter then, or another word for carrying out an action, I suppose, or for doing something like that is you don't really understand until you get the full experience happening for you. So yeah, with that, day two was a challenge for me. I do get some aches and pains. I had a lot of. I was feeling rather lethargic all day. Uh, when I'm dry fasting, I've been, I generally sort of stay close to home. I don't venture out a lot. It's because it's important, that you're not using too much energy, because the body is all about energy, and you do get a lot of or most of your prana or your energy that you get is from the air, from the air we breathe, and that's where it comes from, and then secondly it comes from water, and then thirdly it's from food. So obviously not having food around isn't an issue, not having water around isn't an issue, but the body, you just have to, it's a practice. Fasting's like anything. It's like anything you do. If you want to perfect it, or you want to reach your full potential of that activity or that procedure you're doing, you have to practice, and that's practice, practice, practice. That's what it's all about. That's why most things are called spiritual practice, because it's something that you dive into on a daily basis. You assess it, you go through the process of that practice, and that's where you get depth. That's where you come to more understanding of the experience, because you're practicing. You're finding ways, or you're seeing the truth for what it is. It's not a game. It's your life, and that's what life is. Life is a practice. We practice more, we learn, and then we get gifted with these with these great experiences. So for myself, fasting's now become a big part of my life. As I said yesterday, intermittent fasting has been there for 3 years, some 3 years now. It started off over curiosity, really, because I'd been doing a lot of research into it, and I was finding that, like, from my research, it was like, you've got lots of energy, it's on tap when you need it. The body's not really relying upon as much the food you're putting in, but it's able to access these energy levels, these parts of our body's energy that we don't actually go to. You know, we haven't been there before because we haven't had the experience of fasting. So for me, it was like a magic door that opened up for me, and I dived into it, and then it opened up a whole new sphere and understanding of my mind and what drives my mind and the ego and how really we're controlled from our past experiences. 95% of our actions are conducted from a memory bank of subconscious experiences and activities that we went through in our past. So, and that's then related to us as how would I say it? I would say it would just be, it's a memory, right? And what happens is we're in reactive mode most of the time. So if you understand the ego and you've done work with the ego and the mind, then you'd understand how fasting then connects to it. It's the secondary part of opening up your field to a more natural and a more healthy, healthy, lost for words here, a more healthy understanding of who you are as a human being. So you're having a human experience. You're being a human. So yeah, that's spiritual, I suppose. Most people, a lot of people, are either religious, spiritual, or just stuck in the loop of life. You know, they've been told to look at to walk a certain way, to talk a certain way, and they're on the program, and it's not good. It's not bad. I've been on it, and I'm still on it, like everyone else. But I choose to go down a different path of self-discovery to come to more of an understanding of who I am and what makes me work and why I do the things I do is predominantly, like I said, from a program. And you can change that program. And part of fasting is a quick gateway to unlocking that, you know, and to rebooting the belief system, to setting about, you know, to giving you your self-empowerment back, to giving your authority back, you know, because we've generally been guided along a format or a set of conditions, if you want to call them, because that's what really they all that they are. All how we live is just a set of conditions. So we've been told, or we've been led to believe that that what we're doing is right for us, when really, you know, if you look at how the world's structured through the political systems of power, and then again through the banking system, of course, and then through money and through all that stuff, you'll come to understand that there is a clear path that we followed subconsciously. You know, we haven't been in total authority, or we haven't had total free will over our choices. So the spiritual path opens up that for you, and like I said, the fasting is a massive part of that, a huge part of it. As you know, you're looking at connecting the ego, the heart, and the gut. We have a brain in each of them, and it's important that we connect them all together, because without that, we're not really living our true potential of why we're here, of why we originally came here. You know, back in the day, we came from a hunting gathering environment with the cavemen. You know, we couldn't go down the Coles, we couldn't go down Woolies, we couldn't go down to a shop, basically, to somewhere, and pick so-called food straight off the shelf. You know, it wasn't readily available, so we went many days without food. You know, back in the day, you know, we didn't eat for 2 or 3 days, and that's how we evolved. Everything else is evolution, and we are evolving that way, but it's not natural. It's not what we came from. So if you want to know who we are, you've got to look back on where we came from. Yeah. That's the start of it, right? And then you'll understand that the life we're leading is not in our best interests. It's in the interests of others, not your own personal interests. So with that, it's simple. You know, it's that drove me on the path of fasting, and the benefits I get from it are amazing. I'm 53 years old. I've got more energy than I believe I've had or felt in my whole life. My mind's not so attached to substances or to anything really. You know, I have a free will choice that if I want to do it, I will do it, and that's not coming through from my insecurities or my past experiences that have tarnished my mind and changed my outlook or anything like that. It comes from a strength from within that I've gained from fasting, as it's like I said, it's been massive for me. It's been huge. I've cleared. I was on medication. I was diagnosed in my late 30s, early 40s with depression. In my mid to late 30s, I was on antidepressants. I think I was on them for about 6 years. I cycled on and off them. I didn't believe that I was actually depressed. I did change my diet in the early days there. I went on a fast, or I went on a cleansing, which basically what I did is I did a blood, I'm a B neg, so I did a B blood group type diet through a naturopath, and that was when we were trying to get pregnant with Anaya, and that helped me. That actually helped me when I went there. I actually was on asthma revealers and preventers as well. I had quite a bad asthma disease, and wanted to obviously feel better about myself. But it was just really coincidental that I went there. My diet wants to be cleaned up so that I could have more healthier sperm, so it would help incubate a baby. Help us with trying to get pregnant. So what happened when I went there, the naturopath, she took all my inhalers away and said I didn't need them. I followed her 6-month diet plan, if you want to call it that, changed my eating habits, and it drastically improved my health. I wasn't required to have the asthma pumps anymore. I eliminated, at the time, preservatives, additives, chicken in my diet, because of blood group diet I can't have chicken. I eliminated dairy as well at that time, and it did amazing things for me. It really helped me with my asthma, helped us get pregnant. I mean, I've got a beautiful young lady, our daughter Anaya now. She's 19 years old. So I've been on this path for some time. It's not something that I've just jumped on and, oh yeah, wow, look at me, I'm doing something wacky, come and listen to me because I'm a fucking Fruit Loop. Well, I'm a bit of a Fruit Loop because of what I do, and that drives me. But what I'm doing there's thousands of people who are dry fasting now on Facebook groups. Not saying it's something big, but it's been done for thousands of years, like I said, and the history proves it. You go back and have a look, and you'll see the story. You'll see all the experiences were written down and passed down through the Vedic lifestyle. And this is still today. They're still living like it. They're still fasting. People are still fasting. It's done religious. It's done in certain aspects of religion as well. The Muslims do it on Ramadan. There's many religions who actually fast. I mean, Jesus didn't fast for 40 days and 40 nights and ascended, and then did amazing things like people talk about. So it's written in our history. It's there for plain sight, but we've been chosen not to really follow it, And I'm following it with great results. So it's day 3 now. I'm actually got so much energy today. I've woke up and I feel fantastic. I think I broke through that part of the mind that's looking for the repetitiveness. It's looking for something to give it direction, So as I've stopped that direction of wanting to have food, the impulses of the gut, the bacteria in there have subsided as it's not there anymore, and then you go into the next phase where your body's around day 3. Your immune system's starting to completely reboot. It's starting to completely renew your immune system, and that in itself is an amazing thing that you can do for your health, for your well-being, and for everything. It keeps all your hormone levels balanced out. It gives you, like I said, instant energy. You've got a healthy gut biome, which in turn lowers the acidity of the body, which in turn lowers disease. Disease is caused by inflammation of the internal body organs, and this is generally caused by too much acid in the environment, and if you've got to, it was proven in the 1930s by a scientist that cancers can't live in an alkaline environment. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna not get cancer, but I'm certainly benefiting myself from these findings. You know, it's never say never. But however, you know, if you've got a diet where you're continuously consuming poor food and you're wondering why you're feeling bad, and you're wondering why you've got no energy, and you're wondering why you're in an emotional prisoner in your own mind because you're not understanding your behavioural patterns, then fasting is certainly a good way to come to understand them. You know, to understand it, it's a sure way to reboot your body's immune system. Starts stem cell growth as well. So day 3 to day 5 is when your stem cells start to regenerate themselves. Now this has been proven, scientifically proven. So I'm not talking, you know, just hoo-hoo stuff here. And yeah, I mean, that's your body's natural response. And you know, you could pay thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to go on a cell regeneration program. I mean, they have got them now. You can, I'm sure, if you've got money, you'll be doing it. You know, I would do it if I had money. But this is another way to do it: is to regenerate stem cells, and that in a way reboots all your cells. You basically clean out all your DNA, gets restructured back to its normal self. There's no impurities in there. There's no disease in there. You know. There's no bacteria. There's no hosts. It's completely re-cleaned. Your immune system's completely rebooted, and you know, just that in itself is a big enough bonus for anyone to try, as far as I'm concerned. And then, you know, after that, you've got the mental clarity that comes with it. You know, because you're actually like you're sitting there with the ego, with the mind, with whatever you want to call it. Basically, it's a set of instructions. That's what the ego is. It just fires out instructions to you, and those instructions are put in there from your past experiences. So you clear it with fasting. Yeah, you then reach a state of awareness that you can have a free will choice, yeah, over an outcome, right? And you start to get into that space where you are the master of your own destiny. You know, you take your own authority back, and you actually being the observer. You're witnessing everything around you, and you're coming to a deeper understanding of why it's all happening, you know. And that in itself gave me so much clarity in my mental health. You know, as I said earlier on, I had depression. I suffered from bipolar. I actually was diagnosed with bipolar in my early 40s. Was on heavy doses of lithium, if anyone knows what that is, for 3 years, and I was told at the time that I would be on this drug until I died. There was no cure for it. Well, I've proved that wrong. You know, I've been now off that medication for, it'd have to be 3.5 years now. I don't know the exact time because it doesn't really matter. But I'm feeling so much better for it. You know, I've got my spark back. I've got my mojo there. My mojo's back. I feel amazing about myself. You know, and I know people are listening. I'm sure that there's people out there who know this anyway. I've spoke about this in the past, but if you don't know, then I'm telling you now. You know, and this was the driving force behind me wanting to look at the way I live and what I consume and how it affects my emotional behaviour. You know, my personality has been affected by it, and my personality changed. You know, because my experiences affected me in a negative way. You know, they weren't fulfilling me in a positive manner that was rewarding. You know, that taught me something. Well, you know, I've learned a lot. I've learned that it's important to understand that we all have the emotional path within us, the body, the ego, and it's basically looking for an outcome. You know, it's looking for appreciation, acceptance, acknowledgement, approval, and in everything it does. And if it can empower the situation or the experiences, you know, around what's happening, then it will, and you'll come to the same result as you did before. You know, it's not only that it's not only until when you step away from that and you become the witness and you view it from a different perspective, that then you can then come to an understanding of, wow, you know, I am actually in control of my life, fully in control. I'm on about now. You know, I know we can all say that we have these choices that we make daily, but where are those choices coming from? You know, they're coming from a part of us, yeah, that is not who we really are. It is what we did. We had the experience from the past, but it's not truly who we are, and we're not in control of that. We're in reactive mode, and that's where the subconscious mind is programmed through our past experiences, and it's playing the same tune every day, guys. And until you step inside it and face your fears and look at what's driving your actions to create an outcome, then you're going to be stuck in the same behavioural traits, and you're going to get the same results, And definition of madness is carrying out the same actions and expecting a different outcome. And guys, that's something that I did for many years, and it gave me a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow, and it hurt a lot of people around me. And and that's not something that you really want to do or how you want to live. So all I'm saying is I'm reaching out, and I'm just sharing my story. I'm just doing what I feel is good for me at this present moment, and it makes me feel good, and I feel I've just got so much spark in my life, and I feel so whole, and I just want to share that, guys. I just want to share it. And yeah, day 3, charging on. Let's see where we're at tomorrow. I know I've been here before. I've been to day 4 on a dry fast, but I had a calling to come step back in and to just just to keep going. The journey is an experience, and it's not a destination. It's what happens along the way that shapes you and gives you the experience of life. So I'm treading on that path, and I'm surrendering, and I'm letting stuff open up for me that I could never do before. I didn't have the strength to do it. I didn't have the awareness. I didn't have the drive. I was lost, and it's amazing. I'm really grateful that I've been given the choice and a chance to change, to make a change in my life. And I just want to share that, guys. I just want to share that with you because it means a lot to me, and I want it to mean a lot to a lot more people, So yeah, with that, guys, have a great day, and yeah, any questions you got, or anything you want to say, just open up, speak your truth. It's important that we all speak our truth, and that we're heard. If not, understood, at least we're heard. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and I love you all, and yeah, enjoy life, be good, reach for the stars and do your best. Cheers, guys, see ya.